Owen Lars was born to Klieg and Aka Lars. After Aka's untimely death, Klieg moved his son back to Klieg's own home planet, Tatooine. The Lars family owned a thriving moisture farm there, near the settlement of Anchorhead. Owen was a sensible, hard-working young man. He aspired to stay on Tatooine and grow the homestead into what he felt it could be. On a trip to Anchorhead, Owen met Beru Whitesun, a local girl and third-generation moisture farmer. The two quickly fell in love. Not long after, Klieg fell in love as well. Klieg met Shmi Skywalker on a trip to Mos Espa. The two fell in love, but Shmi was a slave. Klieg purchased her freedom, and the two married. Owen was happy with his life as a farmer. He loved his stepmother and felt bad for her whenever she would talk about her lost son, Anakin. Anakin had left years before with a Jedi Master to be trained in the ways of the Force. The Lars family lived a happy, quiet life for years. Their quiet life was shattered when a band of Tusken Raiders took Shmi. Klieg led a raiding party after the Tuskens. Most of the party was killed, and Klieg himself lost a leg. A month after Shmi's kidnapping, Anakin Skywalker came back to Tatooine, searching for his mother. It had been 10 years since Anakin left. He was now a powerful Jedi Knight. After learning about Shmi's fate, Anakin went looking for her. He returned the next day with her body. Not long after Shmi's passing, Klieg passed as well. Owen inherited the farm and married Beru. A few years passed since Owen first met Anakin. Obi-Wan Kenobi showed up on their doorstep with a baby, Luke. Owen was told Luke was Anakin's son, and Obi-Wan asked if Owen and Beru would raise him. Owen wasn't given many details on what had happened at the Republic's capital or what happened to Anakin. He believed Anakin died due to his involvement with the Jedi Order. Owen and Beru agreed to take in Luke, but Owen forbade Obi-Wan from training Luke in the ways of the Force or even coming around the farm. When asked, Owen made up a boring story about Luke's father and did his best to keep the boy busy with work on the farm. Luke was allowed to keep the surname Skywalker in honor of Shmi. Throughout the years, events would transpire on Tatooine that saw Luke or the whole Lars family in danger, whether from Tusken Raiders, gangsters, or Jedi hunters. At these times, Obi-Wan, ever vigilant, did his best to help. Owen always rebuffed the help or was angry about it after the fact when he found out. Owen always reminded Kenobi of his demands. Luke was not to be trained in the Force, and Obi-Wan was to stay away. When young Luke became interested in flying, he took the Lars family T-16 Skyhopper for a joyride in Beggar's Canyon and wrecked it. Owen was furious, and he grounded Luke. Eerily close to the beginnings of Luke's father's Jedi journey, Luke suggested he enter a race and use the prize money to fix the damage. Owen, still enraged, said that Luke would never fly again. Owen brought Luke with him to buy a pair of droids for the farm. While Owen negotiated with the Jawas, Luke was presented with a box of speeder parts to repair the T-16. Owen wouldn't let Luke keep the parts. He knew Kenobi had been meddling again. While returning the parts, Owen, once again, told Obi-Wan to stay away. Feeling the strain in their relationship, Owen decided to purchase the parts for the speeder himself. He wanted to fix the T-16 along with Luke. On his way home with the parts, Owen was attacked by a bounty hunter. Chrysanthemum had been sent by Jabba the Hutt since Owen never paid the gangsters' illegal water tax. Obi-Wan showed up once again. The fight with Chrysanthemum was long. Obi-Wan and Owen had to work together to take on the Wookiee bounty hunter. Despite Owen's efforts to stay far away from the Jedi and the wider troubles of the galaxy, the trouble had a strange way of finding him. Inquisitors, hunting the Jedi that survived the Emperor's purge during Order 66, terrorized the citizens of Tatooine for information. Owen was singled out. He narrowly avoided being killed by Reva, the third sister. Reva eventually returned to Tatooine, intent on killing the son of Skywalker. Luke was told their homestead was being attacked by Tusken Raiders, and he had to run. Owen and Beru stood bravely against Reva, but were quickly beaten. She commented on Owen's dedication to the boy as if he were Owen's own child. Owen replied that he was. Kenobi showed up to help, but was too late. A change of heart saved Luke's life as Reva returned him to his family. After this latest ordeal, Owen softened a bit and allowed Kenobi to meet young Luke Skywalker. The following years weren't entirely eventful, but relatively speaking, the Lars lived normal lives. Jawas came through the homestead, and once again, Owen needed droids to help on the farm. Owen and a now teenage Luke Skywalker went to meet the Jawas. After some issues, they walked away with a protocol and astromech droid. Owen didn't realize it, but the protocol droid was built by his stepbrother and owned by his stepmother for a time. Luke had been expressing an interest in joining the Imperial Academy, the only way he saw to get away from Tatooine. Owen, still fearful Luke would follow in his father's footsteps, wouldn't allow it. Luke was tasked with getting the new droids ready for work on the farm. R2-D2, the Lars' newly purchased astromech, ran from the homestead. Luke brought C-3PO, the protocol droid, with him to look. He didn't tell his family what had happened. While Luke was gone, stormtroopers had found their way to the Lars farm, having violently extracted the information from the Jawas that sold them the droids. Owen and Beru Lars did their best to be honest, hard-working farmers. They raised Luke as their own. The Empire murdered the couple. While they didn't deserve their fate, the events led Luke Skywalker to leave Tatooine with Obi-Wan Kenobi, becoming a hero of the entire galaxy. Luke would eventually read about the danger that the Lars family faced over the years when he found Obi-Wan Kenobi's journal. I never thought too much about Owen and Beru before. The ever-expanding universe is great for making these types of characters more three-dimensional. Check out this transmission next for more characters from A New Hope.